So you have acne, and you think that you have shocking skin, that this looks terrible. You wake up, and you go to the mirror, and instead of seeing beautiful clear skin, that's nice and smooth, that's plump, that's full, that makes you look youthful, you instead see disgusting wrinkles. At the age of 17, even if you're young, you see terrible wrinkles. And if not wrinkles, terrible acne, filled with pus, red, disgusting, dirty acne. And I'm going to tell you exactly what is causing the acne, the foods you're eating, your diet, the things you do, your activity levels, and all these things that contribute to you having terrible acne. Now, when I was younger, I had shocking acne. Every day my mom would pack me a cheese sandwich with 2 slices of bread and something called a finger biscuit or boudoir. Now what is that? That's giving me food that contains wheat, and wheat is inflammatory, with a slice of cheese which contains excess amounts of fats and refined sugars and salt in it, plus giving me a tea biscuit which contained massive amounts of sugar and even more wheat on top of that. And it was all of these things that contributed to not just me feeling terrible and lethargic, unable to focus and concentrate in school, but led to me developing acne even at such a young age, between the ages of 10 and 13. Now it's becoming excessively worse as you reach the period of puberty. And from the time when I was 10 to 13, just eating salmon bagels, eating bread every day, having cereal. My dad used to eat the cereal, which is kind of like a health cereal, kind of a protein shake, but it contains lots of wheat. And I started eating that every single day from the time I was a young child. And as I started going through puberty, as I said, 10, 11, 12, 13, my acne just exploded. If we look at my skin now, it's more or less great. But I've started doing this thing. There's a guy who I deal with a lot, and he tells me how to get gym, how to get stronger and stuff. He says that I need to have 3 eggs a day and 2 slices of bread for breakfast. And I've been doing it for 3 days. Now my skin was perfect, because I'd cut out all the wheat, I'd cut out all sugars, all salts, I'd cut out anything, any packets of chips I didn't eat out. I cut out a lot of these things, and doing it every day. I was eating out often. I cut out all these kind of things, and my skin actually genuinely improved a lot. But ever since I've started eating bread, under my neck here, it's become filled with pus, filled with acne. So I know exactly what you're dealing with, and that's why I made this video, to teach you how to get rid of acne. Because it's not just being caused by you or just your puberty. It's not true to say, oh, you're getting acne because you're getting testosterone, hormones. That's not true. So you're not getting puberty, you're getting acne. You're getting it because of your diet. So let's take a look at that. If you have anything like cereals every day, or wheat or oats, you've got to cut that out. I want you to think of bird feed. Bird feeds are seeds, oats. These aren't healthy things. They give it to chickens. They give it to animals to feed them. It's cheap food, a cheap grain. You need to also cut out a whole bunch of grains. People are going to say, eat rice, eat chickpeas, da da da. You need to find out exactly what foods are reducing your testosterone. Here's a quick one. Chickpeas decrease your testosterone. Chicken decreases your testosterone. Any kind of peas, any soy decreases your testosterone. If you're having any of that stuff as a man, you need to get rid of that quickly, because that's going to just ruin your testosterone and also going to give you acne and bad facial health and bad facial skin. Then, of course, the thing's common sense. You've got to stop eating chips, stop eating fast foods, especially McDonald's, Burger King. These things are the worst. Stop drinking cold drinks and stop having chocolates. These things, just cut them out. Not only will you clear your skin, but you are going to feel more energetic. The only way I can upload 7 videos a day, ride my bicycle, and train for an entire hour every single day, plus focus on 5 to 6 hours of school, is because I'm eating well. If I hadn't optimized, I would not be able to focus. I would not be able to do so well. That's another thing. You can also cut out caffeine. Sometimes I have a nice cup of tea, has a bit of caffeine in it, or coffee, but I'm very, very hesitant to have a lot of coffee. I have 1 cup every so often, and that's it. Also, any of the vices like alcohol, beer. Beer just is very calorific. What it's going to do is give you that beer belly, which is going to also degrade your health. If you smoke cigars, that's going to make it 10 times harder to get bigger and stronger. So all these things, especially diet-wise, you've got to get rid of a whole lot of things. I've done it to the best of my ability. Even fried food, you've got to get rid of that. Anything with wheat, anything with bread, cut it out. If you have an issue with getting mass, well then you must get a mass gainer. And if that has wheat and oats, well, good luck to you. If you have a problem with feeling that you're going to be too skinny, well, I believe it's better to be lean and look ripped than to be overweight and fat with terrible skin. And that's a good thing. So I wanted to talk about another crucial factor that you guys might be missing that I do, every day I train weights, and at least once a week I do something with cardio or something running. Sometimes I train legs, so every 4 days I basically have a running 4-day cycle. I do my legs, back and biceps, chest and triceps, abs, and then do that again and again and again. And on one of the days I might do cardio and everything else. So last week I was training legs. This week, yesterday I went for a run, today I'm training legs. Last week when I trained, I decided to run up and down the stairs 100 times. Up, down 1, up, down 2, with weights, 5 kg on either hand. So that's my cardio, and because I'm exercising every day and I'm lifting weights, and here's a crucial thing, if you exercise to the point where you sweat, that's how your body is releasing its toxins. The body is the most unbelievable mechanism ever known to man. And unfortunately in school, through sitting for 6 to 8 hours in a day, you being fed terrible food, even being middle class, you can't really afford the best food, you can't afford prime steaks, you can't really afford a full selection of fruits and vegetables unless you make it a priority. So there's been an attack on you. And the body is such a beautiful mechanism in the sense that there's a biofeedback. So let's say start eating wheat, or you start eating wheat and you stop training, start eating out pizza, beer, getting fat. Well, you're going to start seeing lots of acne. You're going to start seeing you putting on weight. You're going to feel less attractive. You're going to have less energy. That's a biofeedback mechanism. You start feeling sad and depressed about yourself. Well, it's because you have a terrible physique. But I promise you right now, I walk in and girls smiles at me. I walk in and people shake their hand. I walk in and I say, I need to end the lesson now. Finished. And the lesson ends. My word has honor. I have some sort of respect that I have for other people, but they have a respect for me. So that's how you need to clear your acne, by understanding the biofeedback mechanism that your body is telling you, because your body is screaming out to you. And the problem is most of you just push through and you just ignore it. We had a good friend of my dad's, family friend, named Paul, and he lives in Durban side in South Africa, basically by the coast. And Paul was talking to my dad about how he likes to drink beer and likes to drink alcohol. My dad's not really a big drinker. And my dad was saying, how do you get to drink so much? How can you have a whiskey? How can you have, not really a whiskey, but like a brandy, and then you go brandy and coke, and you have a beer and a beer. How do you drink so much? And Paul turned around to him and said, I'll tell you something interesting, to my dad. There's only one way I get through it. Once I start drinking, I reach something called a wall, and I have to break through that wall. So what happens is most of you guys have terrible acne. If you're watching this video, I believe you have terrible acne, because you've pushed through the wall. You've seen the acne, you've seen yourself getting fat, you've seen yourself eating a pizza, and for some odd reason you just keep on shoving the pizza down your face. So you've got to understand that you need to stop. You know what, here's something that Robert Kiyosaki says. If you find yourself in a ditch, right, if you find yourself in a hole, what's the first thing you need to do? You need to stop digging. You people have dug yourself so far. You were here and you've dug yourself so far. Over here with terrible diet and decided not to exercise for months. In 2 weeks I started to exercise every single day, focus on getting protein, focus on diet and all these things, and my skin's already clear. I mean, even look at this, a bit of acne here, which is actually annoying me, but on my face it's perfectly clear. So I do have what to tell you. Something else that I do is I wash my face with soap and my neck with soap. That might not be a good idea. Maybe, I was using this kind of, they call it palm olive oil. So you can either use palm olive oil, I don't know if that's a good thing, or you can use something called tea tree oil. I use tea tree oil for my conditioner, just because it's the only conditioner I have. But what you could do is you could use tea tree oil on your, get that and you put that on your neck, and then maybe use a moisturizer if you want to be one of those weirdos. And that would help you to clear your acne. So our time has come for me to wish you well, to tell you that I believe in you, and you need to make these choices. If you don't decide to improve your diet and improve your exercise, well, unfortunately, you're going to have to live with acne forever. But I hope you make the right choice.